I was in college and I was just really tired when I got out, so I didn't really get to stream. Now I'm just doing this little quick video until um I go to return my Valve Index because one of the pixels died, and it was kind of noticeable while playing games, but it was extremely noticeable while just sitting doing nothing and having a bright screen. So yeah, right now I'm just gonna be chilling until I'm ready to go to return it.
Chilixtel IVE is now live. Streaming just chatting, returning the Valve Index. Heavy check mark live online under the game just chatting, the uptime begin.
Let's see.
The holidays at Sprint are truly a magical time.
I turned my iPhone 6S into the new iPhone 11.
It's true. Switch and trade in an iPhone 6S or newer in any condition and get the powerful new iPhone 11 for just $0 a month.
Magic.
Longtime viewers of this channel know that we talk about black holes a lot. We just can't seem to get enough of them. But we give them so much attention, today we're going to talk about their bizarro twins, white holes. Basically, a white hole is the hypothetical opposite of a black hole. Now, I'd bet that you know what a black hole is, but hey, they still have to explain seatbelts every time you fly on an airplane. So, buckle up, because after the refresher, we're going on a wild ride. Black holes are regions of space where so much mass is packed together so densely it forms what's called a singularity, and nothing can move fast enough to escape its gravitational pull. Not even the fastest thing in the universe, light, can escape its clutches. But you knew that, right? I mean, everybody knows what a black hole is. Except that nobody knows what a black hole is. Not exactly, anyway. Because of that pesky fact that light can't escape, we can't see what's going on inside a black hole. So we have to rely on theories and equations to deduce what's happening at the center of the event horizon. And that has been a major sticking point in physics. There are two competing explanations to describe black holes. One of them is Einstein's theory of general relativity, where the mass of a black hole bends space-time so much that it becomes one single point of infinite density. On the other hand, according to quantum mechanics, there can't be an infinitely small point. It can be very, very small, but not infinitely so. And this irreconcilable difference is one of the greatest debates in physics, since general relativity is our best description of gravity, while quantum mechanics has been called the most successful theory ever. But some physicists believe white holes could square these two predictions and reveal what's happening inside a black hole. The equations of general relativity allow for the possibility of white holes. All you have to do is set the mass of the singularity to 0, and everything gets turned on its ear. Instead of a cosmic vacuum cleaner that sucks everything up that strays too close, you get a... whatever the opposite of a vacuum is. I'm not good with metaphors. But the point is, all it can do is just spew stuff out. But then the question is, how do you get a singularity, a point of infinite density, remember, with no mass? And how does a massless singularity spit anything out? Because of that head scratcher, white holes have long been written off as a mathematical quirk, but not something that can happen in reality. However,
Hello,
quantum
Manfred.
mechanics allows for some
Hey, what's
adjustments to
good?
the solutions of the equations of general relativity. And with those adjustments,
How you doing, man? I'm just watching
form
some
white hole.
nerd
One
stuff,
describes it as though the curved space-time of the black hole itself
learning about a white
cancels
hole.
out again, and this rebound opens up some tantalizing possibilities. Since a black hole might transform into a white hole, that means things falling into it may come out again. This would solve another issue quantum physics has with black holes, because in quantum physics, information cannot be
Charles no
destroyed.
se English
Granted,
B.
whatever came out of a white hole...
I actually don't understand Spanish.
Information
Sorry to say that.
from the universe. It's
If that is Spanish.
a wormhole, but instead of traveling through space, the object would travel through time. General relativity tells us that time moves more slowly near massive objects, so to an object falling into the black hole, it would seem like very little time is passing. But to an outside observer, it would take ages to pop out again on the rebound. Just how far into the future it travels depends on the size of the black hole, with big holes taking quadrillions of times the age of the universe to transition. But small black holes that formed just after the chaos of the Big Bang may have already converted. They would be invisible because they'd be smaller than the wavelength of light, but have the
I said
mass
I don't
of
know
about a
English.
millionth of a gram. White hole
Oh,
propellant
okay.
could make them an
Yeah.
active candidate for dark matter.
Yeah, my bad, dude.
Sides of white holes just keep getting better and better. Now, I told you
That's
it's
tough.
a wild ride.
Oh, so you can't understand me?
To an end. I have to remind you that white holes are still purely hypothetical. The math checks out and the reasons to hunt for them are numerous, but at this stage, they remain a very unexplored corner of physics. Then again, there was a time when the same
I am
could be
using
said
a
about
translator.
black holes. We're just going to need
Oh, okay, that's pretty cool.
Check serve one of
dedicated enough to
videos.
the idea of white holes to keep searching for them. That, or a few brave volunteers to jump into a black hole. Huh? Who's going with me? Huh? Anyone? Anyone? White holes may form faster when the black holes are less massive, but black holes themselves can merge.
Who is this?
Our species probably began about 200,000.
The ant sleeping is just death being shy. Letter to Marble 3, thoughts about
And
writing.
now the problem is that I don't know what you say XD.
Yeah, sorry. If I spoke Spanish, I would speak it to you, my dude. Okay.
Yeah, I know what you're thinking. Where'd you come up with that title, genius? On the fucking toilet? Well, yes, actually. And that's because today we're mainly going to be talking about consciousness and... Jesus, what the fuck? Fear. Fear is an automatic
This is
response
cringy.
to perceived scary shit. But fear itself is not under your conscious control. It is automatic, and if it's automatic, then that is not you. It is a thing your brain does, but it is not a thing that you do, conscious you. So presumably, there's stuff in your brain you don't control, and then there's stuff in your brain that you do control.
can pass you a
stuff
video.
that is you. Let's find out where the line is then, shall we? Well,
No, I don't allow links and
congratulations.
I don't allow links to be posted, sorry.
So you're doing it manually. Anyway, you'll forget about it in a few minutes, and all of that will become automatic again. So that is not you. Okay, what next? Well, what about the things you like? Surely we choose those. Let's say your music taste, for example. Good music activates the part of the brain dealing with euphoric reward response, or the bit that makes you feel nice. Okay, fine, but did you choose to prefer Metallica over Beethoven, or over the blood-curdling sound of two cats banging outside? No, obviously not, otherwise you just choose to prefer everything.
didn't understand,
Even though you
but
can
I
choose
think
what to
you
listen
said no
to, the
XD.
preference itself,
I did say no.
musical or foodish or social buttons, is out of your control. So that is also not you. Okay, so we'll push the line over a bit more. You don't control what scares you, you don't control basic survival stuff, you don't control what you enjoy. So okay, but at least you can choose what your brain is processing, right? Where to put your mind. Yeah, well, not always.
Yes
If
or
you're a
no
native
B.
English speaker or just fluent in English, you're not choosing to understand these words, are you? They're just coming in and your brain is doing the work for you. Like, try to hear these syllables without the meaning. An adequate kitchen. A stationary football.
Triple
Two
A
cats
okay.
reenacting a scene from the motion picture Titanic, having provided a rubber ring for the
XD.
mice. An anthropomorphized dog off for his final exam before qualifying as a lumberjack. A man successfully combining his responsibilities as an accountant with his love of nautical tourism. A man with a hitherto unexplained eye condition attempting to play a piece of music on the abacus while not gripping the abacus correctly. and a doctor who is about to destroy a burger as well as the majority of his left hand with the help of, if I am not mistaken, a silenced Walther PPK. It's impossible because language processing, when you're good enough, is automatic. So that is not you. Okay, Jesus, but what about high-level stuff? What about playing instruments or driving a car? That must take awareness. That can't be automatic. Yeah, okay, probably, for the first while. But if you play an instrument, you may have noticed your fingers just know what they're doing, automatically. Or if you drive, you know it's possible to get from A to B in a car and spend the entire time having an argument in your head with your dad because he still hasn't bought you that fucking Etch-a-Sketch while never actually thinking about changing gear or pushing the pedals. So high-level motor coordination, when you practice it, can be completely automatic too. Yeah, okay, but at least simple motor tasks are in your control, moving a hand or a leg or whatever. Yeah, or not. Very simply, Benjamin Libet did a fairly famous experiment with getting people to press a button randomly when they felt like it. He was monitoring their brain activity while they did this. The weird thing is that the brain seemed to be preparing to push the button a disturbing length of time before people were reporting choosing to press the button itself. There are problems with this experiment for sure, but it does seem a bit like the systems underneath you, underneath being conscious, might be way more essential than the conscious systems themselves, and that choosing to do stuff is maybe just a game the brain plays afterwards to justify what it was already going to do anyway. Maybe. Okay, so fear isn't you, survival stuff isn't you, preference isn't you, lots of motor control isn't you. Christ, what else is going on in there that isn't you? Well, a fair bit actually, like, oh, you know, balancing when you walk, or falling asleep and waking up, or remembering who you are, or where you are, or when you are, or fetching memories in the first place, or taking all of the perceptions that are coming in through your senses and turning them into a coherent picture of the world that actually makes fucking sense, or even just processing everything at the same time, or processing text, or perceiving color, or just pretty much anything. Most of it is automatic, or at least not mediated by you consciously. Is there anything in your brain that you do control then, you silly, clever mess? Yeah, let's start by you closing your eyes. Go on. Are they closed? They bloody better be. Nothing nasty is going to come up on the screen or anything. Alright? Closed? Cool. If you listen to my voice for a moment and just try to ignore how grating and pretentious it is, if you put everything else out of your mind, all the anxieties and the neuroses, all the sensations of your body, you will find that underneath all of that is nothing but awareness. There's no obvious you on the inside, there's no tiny cat pulling levers and pressing buttons, there's no center to being conscious. It's just presence, it's just awareness. There are sensations and awareness of sensations, and then processes, probably most of them automatic. You, as a thing, don't seem to have a center if you look for one. You, conscious you, do not really exist, not concretely, to be very simple about it. That is the idea, anyway. Go on then, open your eyes, you scallywag. Another automatic process in the brain might be the system that says, I am a thing with a centered self. There is something on the inside doing the experiencing, and it is me. But maybe there isn't. Maybe there just fucking isn't. And what then? Well, insulting sign-off followed by jaunty classical music. To widzę. Hang on a second. Look, even if you are kind of a lie, which you might be, me too, you are still self-aware. And that is unique. I don't know how.
I'll be right back, boys. You downstairs? No, I'm upstairs. Okay, I'm opening your door.